Hey everybody, I am back with another video. I'm coming to you guys more with a kind of a talk or a conversation piece, and I'm looking for you guys to give me your feedback. And so before I get to the question, I'm just going to kind of set up the scenario. The other day I was talking to a woman that I've known for a very long time. She noticed that I was doing something different with my hair and was asking me, what was up? And I told her I was starting another set of locks, and that this time they were going to be much smaller and they would look similar to what she probably would call or recognize as sister locks. And so she was telling, we went on to talk, and she was telling me about how, like I said, I've known her for a long time, and what I know about her is that she is someone who doesn't really care to do or maintain or kind of fuddle with her hair. She's not a hair person, and that's okay. But I mean, she's been like that for as long as I've known her. And so the way that she has maintained her hair is to get her hair braided. She typically gets braided styles pretty much back to back. And so I just asked her, I said, how much are you paying for that? She said it depends, but starting price is $200. The starting price is $200. And so I told her, I was like, hey, why don't you consider locks, or you don't have to get huge locks. Why don't you consider small manicured locks? And she was like, no, I work in professional settings, I don't know if I can really do that. I said, girl, like you're spending the money. I said, I don't understand how, if your workplace accepts braids and you feel comfortable in your workspace in braids, why would you not feel comfortable with your own hair with in locks? Especially if, and again, there's nothing against like freeform locks or kind of like free locks, but I can understand how someone could make the argument that freeform locks don't have the most professional appearance. We can argue on that, but I can understand where someone's coming from with that. You hear that less and less when we're talking about manicured locks that are very well kept, as we'll say, or very small kind of designer locks, as people will come to call them. And I just couldn't understand. I said, how is it that you feel comfortable with the braids but you don't feel comfortable with the locks? And she just said, no, like it's not something that I'm not going to do that while I'm working. If ever I stop working, then I'll start my sister locks, but not while I'm working. And it just made me wonder, like, why is it? And I know I'll let y'all tell me. The question is, why is it that in professional settings, either the employer or we ourselves will feel more comfortable with synthetic hair, and in that same environment, the employer or maybe ourselves will not be okay with us wearing our own hair that is well kept, that is managed, that is presentable? I couldn't understand that. And I was like, somebody help me understand. How are you going to be paying $200+ every 2 months to get fake hair put in? And that's like your comfort space, but you can't, but you say you wouldn't feel comfortable in the workspace with your own hair. And I'm like, the retightenings, I was like, you're paying a little bit more than it would cost for retightenings. I'm like, you could use that same money and grow your own hair, maintain your own hair, keep your own hair healthy and long. And I just don't get it. And I think if someone says, I just have a preference for braids over locks, I get that makes sense. But this person specifically said, I would not feel comfortable as a professional with locks, but I feel comfortable as a professional with braids. And that's the thing that I'm trying to get at. Why is that? Why is that? Why is that? And I know that there's a stigma with locks, but I'm like, I feel like we've come a long way. We have a lot of representation of, yes, we have our freeform locks that they're not really too concerned about making sure every hair is in place and not every lock's got to be the same size. But we also have more representation of people who do prefer a more manicured look. We have many women now with sister locks or micro-sized locks that can be styled into updos, can be braided, all of these things. And it just it's normal. So I'm like, how is it that now we still have some, you know, we still have people, whether it's the employer or it's the employee, that will say, I feel comfortable with synthetic braids, but I don't feel comfortable with my natural hair locked. I don't get it. So guys, you tell me, what is it, what do you think is the reason for that in 2019, going into 2020? Why do you think we still have those hang-ups? You know, and I'm like, maybe it's just me, because I'm accustomed to consuming media that really is about the uplifting and the, you know, spreading of imagery with Black women in their natural hair beauty, whether it be in healthy, you know, like healthy loose natural hair, locks, even relaxed hair, like seeing women wear their own hair, and you know, it's relaxed. Like so that's kind of the media that I consume. So when I come across someone who tells me like, oh, I don't feel comfortable with the locks, but I feel comfortable with the braids, I'm like, why? What is that? You guys tell me. What do you guys think? In the comment section below, let me know what you guys think about that. I know that that's something that kind of like, I don't get it. I don't get it. But help me understand. Anyway, I look forward to the dialogue in the comment section. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next time.